It's a great pleasure and a great honor for me to be able to speak so consistently about that which to me is the most important investigation, the most important area that one could give their attention to in the entire human kingdom. There really isn't anything much more significant than the discovery of who you are, which is home. Home isn't a place, obviously. Right? Wherever you go, you make your home, right? We lose our houses, but we don't lose our home. We just make a home wherever we are, even under the most awful of circumstances, like refugees or people escaping. There's a sense of home that gets created. To know yourself is to come home. I mean, what is home but that place where the wandering stops, where everything is appropriate, suitable for you. Everything about it fits. You fit in it. It has no effort. And the only thing that can fit that bill would have to be the truth of your being. Nothing else could fulfill that, because where else can the wandering and the seeking and searching and questioning stop except in this discovery of truth? And discovering truth as your very nature, not as something acquired, not as knowledge in the normal way we think of knowledge, one thing described in terms of something else, the study and description and comparing of objects. That's the most basic knowledge, the knowledge of that which goes beyond what we can perceive with our senses, what we can examine, beyond all human research. Because it isn't something that is known. Truth is what is doing the knowing. Truth is alive, it's living. And knowing the truth and being the truth are one and the same. When you know yourself as you are the truth, knowing the truth. And that is home. That is the end of the search. That is the end of the struggle. It is the end of all external references, of all self-definition, of all identification with any particular set of attributes. It is a freedom from everything that bound you. And the only thing that ever bound you was believing yourself to be someone you're not. And I refer to it as home because it isn't the same kind of, you know something and it's very satisfying. Oh, consciousness. Oh, I am the truth. But that's the end of struggle. It's the end of suffering. It's the end of problems. So there's you might call it a feeling component, a heart component. That's why in Sat Chit and Ananda, which is really unusual, and it took me a while to understand it. Sat, of course, being or reality or truth or existence. Chit meaning consciousness, awareness, knowingness. And Ananda, which means stillness. That is, no motion, no seeking, no going after pure contentment or happiness, which is the true kind of bliss. That's home. That's the home you never leave again, no matter where you go. It's not a place that you get stuck in. It's an inner space that that you cannot leave. It just comes, it comes with you because you are it wherever you happen to find yourself, whatever circumstances, whatever conditions arise. You never leave home. You simply always that, because you are always that. It's not some place you get to and then you can leave. This is a big misunderstanding in spiritual practices, that somehow there's an attainment, that I was broken and now I'm fixed. I was in delusion and now I'm enlightened. I was greedy and materialistic and now I'm spiritual. It, it can't be something that comes and goes. Truth is not something that can come and go. Home is not something that can come and go, because if it does, then it is as transient and as impermanent as everything else in the world. So what is it that doesn't come and go? Is there any other query worth pursuing? What is it that does not come and go? The answer is stunning. It's simple. It's obvious. But we miss it. We walk right by it. Within your life, everything you've experienced has come and go. Your body's changed, circumstances changed, families changed, right? All sorts of things have changed. There's anything you can change. The style of clothes, your hairstyle. You can even change your gender if you want. Right? There's nothing holding you to anything. Right? And yet, throughout that entire thing, have not you been there? That you that has watched everything come and go. Every thought, every self-concept, every image, every impulse, every desire, every aspiration. You have watched those. But we never stop and ponder that. This habit energy of on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. We never stop and go, wait a minute. The next things just keep coming and keep going. Coming. Who am I that is sitting here witnessing all of this coming and going? Am I coming and going? It is such a simple place to look, and but it's so subtle. It doesn't move. It's ananda. It's stillness. And yet it is present. It is that stillness that is being and knowingness. And that is home. Where else would it be? That's home. The place that never changes. The place that's always there. No matter where your body happens to wander, it is always there. No matter what changes in your life, this is always there. This is home. This is truth. This is you. Truth is another name for God, which is another name for you. Oh, my dear friends, it is simply a matter of overlooking what, once you look at it, it becomes obvious. That's all the spiritual journey is. It is not a great quest. It doesn't require all sorts of mental or physical agility. It doesn't require enormously long periods of rigorous practice. It requires simply a willingness to look at places that you've overlooked. To listen when the teacher tells you, pay attention to that. It doesn't look like much from here, but there's a whole lot more there than you realize. And then we take that journey within, which simply means, going within simply means withdrawing attention from all the external things that have captured that attention. That's all it means. It means that the relationship with external things changes so that they're not as important anymore. And this quest to know yourself as you are without the reference to anything external becomes the impetus for your life. And if you do that, the path to awakening is short. It's direct. Just put your attention there. Nisargadatta put it this way, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said, just stay with the sense of I am without words. That is the sense of I am. The words I am point you. The words within point you. The word home point you. It's up to you to look where we're pointing. Because I can't do that for you. Nobody can do that for you. You have to look. And as you do, you find all of the things trying to pull your attention away. You see firsthand the enormous amount of energy that has habitually been pulled outward. Nisargadatta also said that when you do this, all sorts of things are going to come to the surface. All sorts of things are going to come to the surface. Be forewarned. Right? When your attention withdraws from the active engagement of it, you will see it. That which you hadn't seen before will be really obvious. It'll become into sharp relief. All of the energy that you just followed before, the impulses, the habits, the ideas and assumptions that you just followed before will suddenly be really obvious. You'll feel the pull. You'll feel the mind wanting, this energy of wanting to go back to it. Don't be discouraged. That's only happening because you're headed in the right direction. And when you turn and face the right direction, it may feel as though the wind is blowing. It may feel like you're headed upstream for a bit, right? But you're not. You're actually heading directly to the center of you, the home, where you truly dwell and always have dwelt. The idea that you left there is the illusion. As Mooji beautifully put it, I am, before the idea that I could forget or the idea I needed to remember was believed. Even the idea that you could forget and that somehow you have to remember is a belief. You've never forgotten. Now, this kind of direct statements of truth, the mind cannot fathom. It has to see some example, some evidence, some structure, something. It cannot accept what it cannot see. And that sense of identity, completely enmeshed with everyday life, cannot see the you that you've always been and could not ever not be, consciously not be. So that which is not changing, which is watching, has never been sucked into the fray. Like the sky has never been touched by the storm. Space has never been touched by an explosion. It is completely without a trace, empty, pure. And yet, without it, nothing can be.